Hi, today we are going to discuss about law of supply and demand economic analysis process planning. Demand. Demand is every want supported by the willingness and ability to buy. And it is a person want a car and cannot pay for it. Supply. Supply is fundamental economic concept that describe the total amount of specific goods and service that is available to consumer. Law of demand. The law of demand states that if all the other factor remains equal, the higher the price of goods, the less people will demand that goods, and the amount of goods the buyer purchase at higher price is less because as the price of goods goes up, so does the opportunity cost of buying that good. As result of people will naturally avoid buying a product that will force them to forgo the consumption of something else they value more. Law of supply. The law of supply is fundamental principle of economic theory which state that keeping other factor constant there is a direct relationship between price and quality. Also, hence the supply of product is decreased. From the above figure, the point intersection of supply curve and demand curve is called equilibrium point. At this particular point, the quantity of supply is equal to the quantity of demand. Element of cost. The element of cost is classified into three types, that is material cost, labor cost and expense. Material cost is divided into direct material and indirect material. The material cost are the used in producing the product. The indirect material either cannot be traced to product or it is not cost effective. Incentives. An incentive is anything that motivates a person to do something. The economic incentives are financially motivations for people to take certain action. Selling price of product. First, one is prime cost. The prime cost is the total direct cost of production including raw material and labor. Next is factory cost, or sum of the total cost required to manufacture goods. Next, sales. A sale is an agreement between buyer and seller. The element economic analysis are material selection for a product, design selection for a product, building material selection for construction, process selections. Next is process planning. The process planning is responsible for determining the general method of production. The method of production affects the design constraint in the last stages of design. The designer has to consider is ease of manufacturing in order for it to be economic. That there are analyze the part drawing to get an overall picture on that is required. Consult with product engineering and product design changes. Determine the most economic manufacturing method and form or tooling required to complete the product. Devise the best way of combine the operation and put them in sequence, and specific the caging required for the process. Thank you.